Ladies and gentlemen, you are watching a clip from the Sideline podcast. If you're interested in watching the full show, head over to Spotify and whilst you're there, leave a 5-star review. It would be very much appreciated. But for now, enjoy this little segment. So now we're on the topic of pre-season. Obviously, we're starting a brand new season. There's a lot of people that's going to get a chance. There's going to be a lot of people that's ended last season with a little bit of pressure. As ruthless as it's going to sound, 5 managers. Okay, so 5 managers. Who are you saying is going to get sacked next season? It could be ruthless, this, but let's be honest, there were, 15, 16 managers that got sacked last season in the Premier League alone? Yeah. Anything could happen this season. I mean, probably 3 of them were Tottenham, so anything could happen this season. So 5 managers, I want a list. Who do you reckon is going to get sacked?
I'll go first. I've got Paul Heckingbottom at Sheffield United. So I feel like they'll struggle, and their owner's a bit rare. Paul Heckingbottom.
Who?
That's what I mean. I feel like their
Sheffield United.
Their owner is a bit of a lunatic. As in, he got rid of Wilder. Why would you get rid of Wilder when he got him top 8?
That were a poor decision.
They fell out of transfers. That's one. My second one is Sean Dyche. This won't be nice, Kieran, but I just feel like the rumours of who you're bringing in, you lost out on Gokeres for a start. Well, 24 million is a bit of a push for you all, but it's just the same squad at the minute, and it's not looking promising.
I'm getting financially down-talked by a Rotherham United fan. This hurts.
Yeah, Joel's not coming back next episode. There we go. That's official. Kieran's just putting a cross through his name as we speak.
My third one is Cheers, I can't say his name. Him at Wolves.
Lopetegui.
Yeah,
him. Because they've got rid of Neves, but they're not even rumoured with anyone.
No,
so they're basically going to be a weakened squad. João Moutinho's left. So who have they got in midfield? If one of you can name me 2 midfielders for Wolves, my 4th one is David Moyes. I know he won the Conference League.
Oh,
but I feel like everyone else seems to have a bit about him. As in, bringing players in early. I've got one more. This is a bit controversial. Thomas Frank at Brentford.
I'll take some sacking him. They would need to be bottom of the league, wouldn't they? They would need to be dead and buried bottom to get sacked.
I rate him as a manager massively.
They got rid of Pontus Jansson. Tony's banned. They've lost 2 key players there for.
Yeah, but Brentford shown they could do it without Tony. They beat City without Tony.
To be fair, kids. Is it Buemo? He looks like an absolute baller.
Yeah, Buemo's good.
Is good, but it's more the defence. And David Ray's going as well, which is
also who's that German lad? We've got a German lad. We've just permanently signed
from Freiburg, Skader or something.
Schade. He looks class. Yeah. He looks like a really good player.
Yeah, Brentford will have a really good setup next season, even without Tony.
Recap your 5 then, Joel. Just so we've got
Heckingbottom, Lopetegui, Dyche, Frank, and Moyes.
I'll get my first one out of the way because I pulled a little bit of face when Joel said it, but I do have to agree. I reckon Sean Dyche. I reckon he'll be the one thing that I think in terms of it would get sacked. But I don't think financially we could afford to sack him if anything went wrong. I think we do have to stick with Sean Dyche no matter what this season. I just do think we have to because financially we are in a complete mess. I mean, we're selling pretty much all our youth academy just to fund probably Neil Maupay's next wages.
I've seen Everton fans on Twitter saying that we're going to bid for Maxi for 25 million.
I would love for St. Maximin, I'm not going to lie. I think he's an incredible player, but I don't think we could afford a player like him. We are in the trenches of a financial market. It's in the Premier League anyway, but we've got I saw something the other day and I'll bring it up here. But we saw we are selling our future to mess up for our issues in the past, which is the best way to explain everything that's going off. But I reckon Dyche will get sacked. I don't think he's got it in him to keep it going this season, and I don't think it might not be his fault. I just think it's going to be we've not recruited, we're losing players. There's going to be no squad depth. Our board are relying on Calvert-Lewin not to get injured, which for the past 3 seasons we've done that and it's gone wrong. So Dyche. Second, I reckon could be a controversial one, but I just think it is a curse. I reckon Pochettino will go. I don't see him staying at Chelsea for the full season. I really don't.
Transfers.
But look at Potter.
Yeah, but he just had a mass inflow at one time. He had to.
Yeah, but Chelsea could be doing that now. We don't know how good that Jackson's going to be in the Premier League. The keeping Mudryk.
I don't rate him very highly, to be fair.
I agree with Kieran. He's not written down on my list actually, but I don't think Pochettino can manage egos. He went to PSG and he didn't win the league with PSG, and he had. Did he have Messi? I don't know. And he had Neymar.
No, it was the season just before Messi.
He had Neymar, Mbappe, etc. So he had big egos. He clearly couldn't control or manage or get the best out of because they didn't win the league. And then at Tottenham, he was successful because he had no big names. Whereas now at Chelsea, he's got people like Mudryk and that who are coming off the back of like unbelievable reputations. I think he'll struggle to manage Chelsea next year.
Yeah, that is the exact reason why I've got. I mean, I've said before, I don't care what people say. I really don't rate him as highly as other people do. But yeah, I think Pochettino, even if he did somewhat of a decent job, I reckon he still could go. Look at Thomas Tuchel. He went and he were having a mid-season. Brought Graham Potter in, had an even worse season. So yeah, Pochettino. Then I'm not gonna lie, don't know how to say it. Tottenham's new manager.
Ange Postecoglou.
Bringing anyone in from Scottish division into a team like Tottenham, Chelsea, ain't going to work whatsoever. Brendan Rodgers did do well at Leicester, but I think that's because of his previous history in the Premier League. He learnt off that. So I reckon him coming into Tottenham, he's going to be managing players like, if Kane stays anyway, Kane, or if not, that's going to be an even worse problem. Heung-min Son, he's got to deal with Richarlison wanting game time, and I just don't think he's going to be able to deal with that compared to what he did at Celtic. Fourth, I've gone with who me and Kev are passionate about, Bournemouth's new manager. I just think he's going to go. It's going to flop massively. They're going to regret ever getting rid of Gary O'Neill. Me and Kev are going to be laughing on an episode. It's going to be a good time.
I just want that to happen. I just want Bournemouth.
Yeah, me and you both. Me and you both.
Who gets rid of O'Neill? Like, who do you think you are? Like, what on... And the thing is, I like Bournemouth because Newcastle played away at Bournemouth. And we drew 1-1. And Eddie Howe literally did a lap of a pitch at Bournemouth and got an unbelievable ovation. Yeah. And I thought, you know what? Respect the Bournemouth fans. So it's not against Bournemouth fans. I quite like Bournemouth fans. But in terms of the Michael B. Jordan Mark II wannabe actual Michael Jordan pathetic excuse of a football owner, he deserves everything he gets. I hope the bloke gets sacked and I hope he bottom of the table with 4 points.
I think he's going to do well though. But I'm just going off what I thought Vallecano last season. Like I believe they beat Real Madrid at Bernabeu. Like
Eddie Howe is going to absolutely batter him.
And then the fifth, I've put him in because I think it's a controversial one, and I think it's probably not down to his own doing, but I think it's Mikel Arteta. With expectations rising at Arsenal finishing second, having an incredible season, bottling it last. They've got Champions League to deal with for the first time since 2018, so they're going to have to juggle that, and I don't think he's going to compete with how he did last season. Especially losing players like Granit Xhaka. He's now got, to mention as well, has got Kai Havertz to balance with Odegaard. They've got Declan Rice coming in. It's balancing the midfield. It is just all that. I think it's going to get too on top of him. But also, I have got an honourable mention, and I think me and Kev spoke about this. I don't know on an episode, or we spoke privately about this. And I've not added him into the list.
No, not
because
yet. No.
Because I have faith in the club for not sacking him. But Eddie Howe, I don't want him to get sacked. I've got faith in Newcastle to keep him. I think surely they've got a little bit, but it's just pressure's going to rise and expectations are going to rise. They've got Champions League football. They finished fourth in the Premier League. Then they'll finish third. Incredible season, and it is just that expectations. But I hope Newcastle just do a solid and just keep him. But that's my five. So I've got Dyche, Pochettino, Postecoglou in from Tottenham, Iriola and Mikel Arteta, and then special mention Eddie Howe.
Okie doke. So 5. I'm going to start with 2 who I want to get sacked. First, Iriola, Bournemouth. What more needs to be said? Absolutely embarrassing. I hope the bloke just... I'm not going to be that harsh, but yeah, Bournemouth, Iriola, number 1.
Yeah, it's not even on him neither. It's just Bournemouth.
2, the guy who has to go, Sean Dyche, absolute footballing dinosaur. Stop coming here playing long ball football, try hards, hit people hard because they're skillful, old-fashioned British football. Just get rid. Just honestly.
Can I just say, we barely ever played long ball football last season, so I don't know where that's come from.
You didn't play football last season. So anyway, Dyche and Ariola.
I just like it.
Right? They're the two I just want gone. Right? I mean, Dyche. Everton stayed up, and you've agreed with this. This isn't me just being like on one. Everton only stayed up because the other teams were so bad.
Well, yeah, I don't think anyone's going to argue with that.
That's the only reason Everton stayed up, because the other 3 were just horrendous, and Everton weren't as horrendous. So Dyche isn't going to keep his job, and I'm happy about it because that type of football doesn't need to be anywhere near top division football. Send them back to the Northern Division or something. Right, the 3 I don't want to go, but I think are going to go. I did have Eddie Howe in. Not Eddie Howe. I did have Mikel Arteta in, but I've kind of not went with it because Arsenal give Wenger loads of time. So I'm hoping, since Arteta has brought a little bit of success, I kind of hope we'll at least give him a season, even if he finishes 6th. I think if he finishes below 6th, he'll go. But I think Arsenal will probably be in the top 6, so he should be okay. And we give Wenger a lot of time, so I've took Arteta out. I think Roy Hodgson will go early. He's done brilliantly at Palace, but he's done brilliantly for half a season. It's a completely different ball game. I still stand by that if Hodgson had Vieira's run before Vieira got sacked, Hodgson would have got sacked.
I think losing Taha is going to be a massive impact to that as well.
I feel like I like Palace, and to be fair, Hodgson slightly changed my mind a bit. And I used to think he was just average to poor, but now I think he's average to good. There's a backhanded compliment if you ever heard one. But no, I don't really want Hodgson to go because he has changed my mind. But I just feel like Palace do a little bit like what Sunderland used to do. They'll struggle, they'll be down there, they'll change a manager, they'll pick up and they'll survive. And I feel like that's just going to be repeated for the next however many seasons until maybe Palace go down. My fourth one, I really don't want this to happen, but I think it will happen. Rob Edwards at Luton Town. I feel like they'll start well, like most new teams do, but I feel like by January, February, they're going to be bottom 2. And the owners will think the only chance we've got of staying up is by bringing somebody new.
I think if they do that, I will fully lose faith in football.
I think, to be honest, I want Luton to stay up, and I really like Rob Edwards, but I think we'll give him time. But I feel like it's inevitable come February, March. Luton will be probably in the bottom 3, even if they do have a good start like most promoted teams do. And I feel like the owners will look at it, and I don't even think the owners will want to sack him, but they'll think the only way we can stay up is by getting like a new manager lift. And that's when they'll go, I don't want to do this, but we're going to have to get rid of him, and we're going to have to hope that whoever comes in gets a bit of a lift.
Yeah. Okay.
I wasn't going to go Rob Edwards. I was going to go Marco Silva at Fulham. But I've left him off the list because there is one person I think is definitely going to get sacked.
I think they'll do well.
I think Fulham will do well, yeah.
The person who I think definitely won't be at the club we're at now at the end of next season is Eddie Howe. Which really
I bet that hurts, yeah. It's not even... Do you know you think it's not even going to be down to him just being poor? It is just going to be expectations. And this is where you've got to, like...
We're going to struggle to balance 3 games a week. And we're going to struggle to keep the intensity we play with because we haven't got a 45-man squad like Man City. So we are going to struggle.
Especially when you're signing high-end players like Tonali as well. You have got to keep that expectation and that performance up constantly.
I just feel like we'll be sat 5th or 6th. And I feel like the owners will be brutal.
Which is still unreal, by the way.